is still recovering from severe hospital shortages, and now many nurses in Las Vegas will soon be forced to work overtime.
Leadership at University Medical Center says bad attitudes from workers after losing extra pay during the pandemic is one of the reasons why.
Fox 5's Lauren Martinez joins us live from UMC with the details. Lauren?
John and Jacqueline, an internal memo was sent out to the entire nursing department earlier this week. Nurses tell me they feel disrespected and that they were talked to more like children and not cohorts.
Feeling a little angered and disrespected from how she perceives us.
Nurses at University Medical Center are speaking out about mandatory overtime shifts beginning March 16th. An internal memo from their chief nursing officer started off by saying, quote, actions demonstrated by some of our nursing department members surprised and saddened me. It goes on to say UMC discontinued crisis incentive pay on February 22nd due to 3 factors.
The first reason being, there was no longer a need to continue this expense when our staffing needs could have been managed if nurses had just volunteered for standby, extra shifts, and overtime. See what she did there?
And this is not the first time the hospital has enacted mandatory shifts. A nurse we spoke to on the phone said the first round was in spring of 2020. That lasted roughly 4 months. Another round of mandatory shifts restarted in November of 2020. That lasted until August of 2021. According to the memo, this round of mandatory shifts will last for at least 60 days.
This current enactment of the mandatory overtime states that we must do 1 shift per week. There are no exceptions, and there's no way to combine 2 shifts into 1 week. It is required that we end up being paid time and a half after we reach our 40 hours in the work week.
But the thought of working a 5th night after 4 12-hour shifts is daunting.
Kind of bogged down with the weight of everything that I do during the work week. And then having to face the fact that it basically is all going to start over again in less than maybe 48 hours. It's just really disheartening, and I'm really dreading having to go through this a 3rd time.
Now, the union that represents UMC nurses are asking members to line the hallway and the street ahead of a meeting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We reached out to them for comment but have not heard back. UMC did provide a statement to Fox 5. It reads in part, nursing incentives were paid during an extraordinary time in the pandemic. Now that UMC has returned to normal operations and we are experiencing our usual high demand for our unique services, it goes on to say this is a short-term precautionary measure as we move forward in this new phase of healthcare. Now, it is important to note that the memo stated that every hospital in our community offering incentives have discontinued them. According to the 2 nurses that I spoke to tonight, they said that is not true. Reporting live from UMC, Lauren Martinez, Fox 5 News Local, Las Vegas.